Everybody thinking I'm all bad. You know the truth. I was always holding you down. You down. Baby. What is this for this girl? What is love? What is love? You believe in it for two.
Yo, what it do, man? This is your boy, Northern Floyd, man. This is the Kickback Podcast. This is EP 222, man. 222 episodes, man. 222. We've been doing this for a while. And since I've been doing it for a while, I had my guest on. He's been on the show good. Man, how many times you think you've been on? About 3-4 times? We was talking about some
3-4 times for sure.
We've been on some different topics on these episodes we've been talking about. But man, it's good to finally have him back. And in the studio at that, man, I got my boy Stacey Lewis in the building. Stace, what's good with you, man?
Everything, man.
It's good. How your day been?
Man, been excellent, man.
Look like you've been busy.
Hey, we started the day off hitting the gym first thing in the morning, hitting work, and man, I'm glad to be here. Glad to be before you, bro.
Yeah, I noticed you've been taking the gym seriously. When that started happening for you?
All right, that's funny. I hit the gym.
Mm-hmm.
I've been hitting the gym. I mean, the biggest change has been making sure that I've been eating better.
Ah, okay. Yeah, when I was talking to Derek Moore, he was saying as far as like eating was like 80% of when you work out and stuff. And I mean, when I was in the gym, and I thought just going to the gym was enough. You know, like eating wise, yeah, I was thinking about like I should eat better, but I wasn't taking it serious and stuff. But that's when you seen the transition when you started eating better.
Yeah, man. Hitting the macros.
Mm-hmm.
So that's proteins, carbs, and fats. So hitting those and been making a world of difference for me. So,
yeah.
And I'm liking the results I've been receiving. And
was it hard? The transition though?
It's easier.
Oh, really?
The hardest thing was trying to figure out when you leave work, where you gonna go pick up fast food or where you gonna go pick up something to eat.
Yeah, for sure. And that's the thing, man. I've been thinking about it, and that's the thing as far as transitioning is like is eating better, man. You know, we like to eat a lot of smothered food and fried food, and it's just like, what can I do to replace that option? You know?
Yeah, true enough.
But man, like I said, I seen the transition as far as the gym and stuff. So, man, you looking swole.
I appreciate it.
So what's been up to you, man? You just got off of the JOP run.
Yeah, and that was tight. That was exciting.
That was close, man.
You know, we came up 22 votes short.
Golly. 22. When is that? When is that? Every 2 years? Every 4 years?
That's a 4-year position.
4-year position, dog. What made you think about that?
Man, I've been having my eye on that position.
Oh, for real? For the longest?
Look, man, I've been having my eye. If we think about the school district, everybody knows when you say you see the judge, you see the judge. We're not talking about, criminal or district judges. We're talking about the justice of the peace. So that was like the perfect caveat. That's the perfect avenue coming off the school board because you're frontlining. You're seeing all the issues that you deal with the district. Some of our children that need a little bit more TLC and like ways that you can kind of support the school districts or ISDs in general, not just Beaumont. Oh,
okay. So that's something you've been you've been on for a while now.
Yeah.
So 4 years, dang, bro. You know what I'm saying? I know that's a tough wait. But what kind of experience did you get from running for that?
Man, it wasn't anything different because obviously when you run a race, you have a mode about things that you do to deliver a successful campaign, which we did with the school board. The biggest difference is just that, again, you realize how large Beaumont is. Like just even to put in perspective, I didn't even make it to where we at right here. Like Beaumont is legitimately the 33rd largest city in the state of Texas.
Yeah. What do you mean you didn't make it to right here?
Where you live, I couldn't make it to your street.
Oh, you couldn't?
Nah, man, it's Beaumont is really that big, and if anybody knows what it takes to actually go door to door, knock on doors, hang door hangers and things like that, and this city is way too large for that.
You know what? A lot of people, when you say that, like going door to door, a lot of people miss out on this neighborhood. You know, I be seeing people go door to door, like, and they make a post, and I'm like, damn, they ain't come out here. And I was like, but we did have an issue out here. Somebody got mad because we was posting signs. I think I had Sean Webb. I had what she was running for tax something.
Tax collector.
Tax collector. Yeah, I had a sign out front, and then somebody in the neighborhood got mad, and they said, "Are we allowed to put signs up? You know, as far as voting and
that's because you pay a HOA."
But look, a lot of people got on them. They was like, "Well, I got sign, I got this sign, I got that sign," so it backfired on them as far as them asking that question, because I think they was thinking like, you know, they was gonna win that conversation, but a lot of people was on them like, I got a sign up, I got this sign, and so, you know, they didn't answer back. I guess they just like, okay, well, all right, I guess we can have signs up. But yeah, man, a lot of people, you know, they miss out on this neighborhood, man. So you know, I told Roy about it, and Roy, he was like, man, so I heard about this neighborhood and blah 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 and stuff, but you know, I never really been out here. And I was like, yeah, you know, shit, I mean, hey, you might have to come through and shake hands with the people if you run it again. So but yeah, man, 22 votes, man, that's tough, man. I had been on here, and
I know you had them on during the campaign season.
No, it was.
We were voting.
Look,
doing that.
It wasn't meant like that though. It was like I told you earlier. I be having people booked way ahead, so it kind of came out right now. But who been running against?
So Joe.
He running against Joe.
Meet in October, November.
It's who?
So Ben's representing the Democratic Party.
Yeah.
And then Joe Evans is representing the Republican Party.
Yeah, Joe Evans. Yeah, Joe's supposed to came on. I think he's supposed to come on like in May, but I think Joe trying to low key push it to when they run. he trying to low key push it to when it gets close or whatever. Which I don't knock the game, but I see what Joe trying to do. And like I said, I'm cool with you, Joe, and Ben. I think as far as closer relationship, I think I got a closer relationship with you than the other ones. I think I met Ben once, and I met Joe a few times too.
Bro,
but
we from the North End.
Yeah, for sure. We from the yeah. You got on me one time. I had red on one time. You said, bro, I thought you was from the North End. It's like, yeah, dog, I am. So but yeah, man, do you plan on running again when it comes up in 4 years? I know it's 4 years.
God's plan. It's gonna be God's plan. His will, his way. All right. It's not gonna be a Stacey Lewis Jr. decision.
Okay.
I'm gonna follow the script, wherever my father gives me.
It's a lot of opportunities coming up for council positions next year too. What's that looking like?
You want to know the truth about running for those positions?
Yeah.
It is very taxing if you're a young professional.
It is, though.
You're trying to maintain a job, trying to take off from being a job, and also trying to be the most productive council member, school board trustee, party chair, or whatever the case may be.
Yep.
You're trying to do that while maintaining a job.
Because they don't pay a lot.
No. All those jobs are free.
Yeah.
Those are unpaid positions. However, city council, they get a stipend. And those are just the allowances.
Oh.
Outside of that.
Okay. Okay. I thought they got paid and stuff. Okay, so
they get an allowance.
Allowance, all right. Yeah. What does the allowance mean though? Like, I mean, like, is that allowance? Is it for like particular reasons? It's not like it's going to your bank.
Cell phone, gas. I mean, they'll get a check. So like our sitting city council members, they get those. School board trustees didn't. Party chairs don't. All of those positions, even port, they don't get any money.
Those are
free positions.
Damn.
So
yeah, it's kind of hard when you work on a job and you got to be there at a meeting on a Tuesday in the evening.
It's very difficult for a young professional.
Yeah, because I'm like, who can make a meeting like on a Tuesday, like at 1 o'clock or something?
I mean, we got all the autonomy in the world. You know, you can set the meetings for whatever day, whatever time it works, and it's most convenient. But I think they do that specifically for the matters of city staff.
Okay. Yeah, because I think it's been a little chatter that some people want to move it to like late evenings, like 5:30 or something.
They got to show up.
They do got to show up. They do got to show up. Man, I was looking at your bio, bro. Why I thought you was an 80s baby?
Maybe I got an old soul, I guess.
I said, hold on, 90s.
Yeah,
I say, what? Say, man, I thought he was an 80. I thought you was part of the 80 baby gang, man.
Bro, it is so funny. Because like 4 years ago,
yeah,
I'm in here, I'm raving. I'm like, I'm 30. Everybody else, like, they 36, 37. After them 4 years, man, I'm 35 now.
Yeah, it go quick.
Yeah, that's why we talking about them 4 years.
Yeah. Like, hey, you
39, 40.
Unk status now, dog. You unk?
I am.
Shout out to Chantel G because she say Stacey is a great guy.
I appreciate you.
So let's revert back, man. A lot of people, if they don't know who Stacey is, who is Stacey and where's Stacey from?
Man, I like to say this off the rip. I am a product of the North End. I am a North End child, North End baby. I grew up in the Sterling Pruitt Activity Center. Namely, if you know me, it's more than likely it's because you know my old man. People who know me differently was because I went to school at Westbrook.
Yeah.
But I am a servant all the way down to the T. I grew up in this thing, being a servant. That's the way that my dad pushed us. We didn't go off the camps. We didn't go off other places. Everything that we did our footing, picking up trash, volunteering, doing all that good stuff in our communities. Served in the military, made a promise with God. And when I come back to Beaumont, serving.
Yeah.
That's just what it's been.
How important is a father figure? How important was your dad in your life?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Me here right now, if it wasn't for Stacey Lewis Sr, bro, I could be in anybody's penitentiary.
Facts though.
Anybody's.
I say the same thing. Your dad he has a great reputation in the neighborhood. Like as far as people my age, your age, they look to him, as inspiration. Somebody they could talk to. That makes you feel proud of your old man. That like a lot of people look up to him and think highly of him.
Bro, that's like one of the best honors somebody can say. When I hear other people say, "Man, your dad is like a dad to mine." Like, man, matter of fact, your dad is my dad. They say something like that. That's real. And I thank God for the capacity that I was able to share my old man with so much of the community, and that he happened to be this conduit for other people. A lot of people stay out of trouble. A lot of people got steered in a better direction simply because of him. It's kind of crazy when you think about, my old man not even from Beaumont. Like he didn't graduate from none of the classes, none of the schools.
Okay.
His only ties to Beaumont happens to be my mom and us. So with him, he's from Lake City, Florida, man.
Oh, so he didn't came out here and just made a name like that for himself. Dang, that does show you what kind of person it is, because he doesn't have the roots here, but he still, it seems like he has, like he was grown, born, raised out here. That's dope. That tells you what kind of man he is. Somebody commented and said something about bringing back the South Park block parties. I'm
sitting over here. I'm advocating North End.
Yeah, I don't think that's what I say. Is there a way we could bring back South Park block parties? I don't know.
I don't know. I'm advocating North End ones though.
Yeah, you might have to.
We still need to have North End Day. And
we do need a North End. We just missed 409, the opportunity for that too. I seen LaDonna shout out 409, happy 409 Day, but as far as that, we missed the opportunity. I think they had it like 1 year, a couple years ago, and they had it like late in April. It was like April the 27th. And I was like, why are y'all celebrating 409 Day on a totally different day? That didn't make no sense. But Tamika Lewis say Stacey Sr. don't play at all. Okay, that's what's up. So as far as as your old man and we talk about fatherhood, do you think that's the main thing these kids out here are missing?
Man, it's so funny we get into this conversation. Absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely. It's statistically proven. Facts, data is that kids are more successful when they have their dads in their life.
Mhm.
I'm a testament of it.
Yeah. And me too, man. Because like I said, a lot of things that I do today is from what I seen my dad do. You know, like my dad, he'll go to work, he'll come home straight to baseball practice, and be out there and coaching us straight off of work. And you see a lot of parents these days. You see a lot of fathers these days. When they come home, it's just like, it's like they're just there. And I seen the effort that my dad put in. And as far as the baseball field, man, a lot of kids used to just come to our practice that wasn't even on our team, would come to just watch us play, just because of my dad and my uncle. And like you said, as far as how your father was, like a lot of people call my dad coach, and he didn't even coach them. He just called him coach, and then they was just connected like that. So like my dad, you know what I'm saying, as far as like the foundation, as far as what I do, and the things I seen him do is today. You know what I'm saying? When I cut the grass and come home from work and straight cut the grass, I used to see my dad do that. And so I think about when he used to do that. So like you said, man, I think father figures is very important. And I think unfortunately if a father's not there in a kid's life, as far as like that single mom, I think she should see if the like a uncle or a big cousin or something can be that father figure if they don't have the father figure in their life. So, but yeah, I see what you're saying as far as the opportunities and we're missing out on and stuff. So, yeah, my boy CeeLo say dads make a big difference for sure. They definitely do. How hurt was you from the BU and the Westbrook loss last month in state? I think you went to the game, huh?
Of course.
Yeah. Man, I was hurt, dog. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was hurt, man. But how was it for you? Because you went to it.
I was hurt for him. I mean, I feel for the kids.
Yeah.
I mean, ultimately, we have to look at this. Man, we just had an unprecedented run, bro. We had what 6 straight years?
Yep.
6 straight years. We put through 7 teams. Like there are some kids that if you was a freshman, like all you know is spring break going to San Antonio. And I think for us as a community, half the time we thinking to ourselves like, man, damn, like we lost, but it's just like, man, you know how hard it is to even get there.
It's very hard to get there.
And so I'm proud of just everybody that put in that work. Just making sure that we have no strife. We don't scrutinize any coaching. We don't scrutinize any parenting, any kids and whatnot. Everybody did what they were supposed to do, and they finally got us there. And I'm just so proud and elated of those kids. And then let's also make no mistake about it. We're going back.
I was thinking too. I was like, they got a good chance to go back, because there's some young kids. Now, true, yeah, I think Westbrook lost. They're losing one guy. But as far as like chances to go back, for sure, without a doubt, they definitely got some chance. And they got some young cats coming up too that I've been hearing about. So
they got Odom.
Yeah, I seen
then there's a Marshall.
I heard about Marshall too.
There's
how can we continue this tradition of great runs? Because back in the days we was known as a football town. But I think as far as basketball, man, I think this is, like you say, this is a president run. This can go on for another 4 or 5 years, and this could be like a 10-year dominant run in Southeast Texas.
I mean, you look at it, it's Beaumont versus Dallas. Like, that's what it is.
Houston ain't even holding up.
We the Houston team.
I know for sure. Houston tried to claim us one time, dog.
It's straight up Beaumont versus Dallas.
Yeah, for sure.
And they live in a neighboring community, so they have the ability to swap players.
They do.
I think we should do the same thing too, but hey, that's just my sentiments.
Yeah, and shout out to Orangefield too, man. For Orangefield for going to the state finals too, man. Even though it was a Beaumont celebration at Riverfront Park, man, I almost wanted us to include Orangefield just to show them, like, man, 409, and you can come out here, Beaumont love y'all boys. Come on out here, show a little love. Because I talked to a guy that's from Orangefield, and I say, hey, man, did y'all did y'all do something for the kids that went to state? He's like, nah. I say, what? I said, they went to state. Y'all didn't. He's like, no. We say, see, man, we should have invited them boys over here, got them a little love, let them know it's okay. Beaumont love y'all. Y'all don't have to be scared. Come on over here. Yeah, but I think we have a good chance of going back next year, and it's something. It brings the community together too. Especially how Kendrick Perkins came and how he was shouting out Beaumont, and it just lets you know like people do have love for the city because you always hear the negative side, and so something positive happening, that was a breath of fresh air. So shout out to BU, man. Shout out to Westbrook. So there's some good battles.
I'm gonna just say something on the negative side. I think what happens is that all the positive does come out. Make no mistake about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know about anybody's algorithm. All I get is constant positivity on my feed, and I make sure I share it out and everything else. The big thing is that it's the negativity that sticks. Like, that's the one that they can stay a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Like, a house that smells good, like, that smells good for a moment. But a house that that stench that we have, that thing may smell like it's forever though.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think that's what we air our attention to. And then that's what creates more of this negative narrative that we continue to hold on.
Yeah, and man, I hate it when I see people that I rock with and when they share stuff, it's mostly negative. It's like the fights, it's somebody that went to jail, and it's this and that. And I'm like, dang, bro, something just like we had at Riverfront Park. I was like, y'all didn't even share that. Like, it's good moments and it's good people out here that's doing incredible things, but y'all don't choose to share that. And that's where, that's where the stigma comes as far as all the negativity in Beaumont. But you do have some good people out here, and it's a lot of people out here that's networking and that's
community. Amazing people.
We got some dope people out here.
Great people.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we got some incredible people that's doing some big things. You for one, AJ. I'm not even gonna name everybody because I'm gonna miss somebody. But it's a lot of people out here that's doing things, and if you want to get with some of these people that we're talking about, just hit me up. I'll direct you and see what kind of field or you're trying to do, and because the more the better. And like I said, I'm all as far as representation. I think I was talking to Derek after the show, and I told him, like, as far as like when I say North End Floyd, it's not really it's not to like as far as North End it's to represent for people outside of Beaumont so they can see North End in a different light, because the news and other people are gonna paint a negative picture of it. But when they hear my name and when they see shows like this, I want them to think differently as far as North End and the people that's in North End, and as far as on the positive side. So, just trying to get rid of those stigmas, man. So, and I think we all trying to battle that. So, anyway, what stepped you into the leadership role?
Man, so I tell you, I was in the Army. I happened to be blessed. The duty station I was at, I was the youngest enlisted soldier that was there. I was junior enlisted, and this place that I was at, predominantly, this is a retirement post. It's where senior leadership, senior enlisted, and senior officers, they usually go. Usually they last little tour of duty, and then they go ahead and exit the Army. So I was in the room with a bunch of my seniors. So this was guys who 40, 50, 60 years old. And we're having meetings, we're having conversations, we're sitting amongst tables, exchanging dialogue. And in that moment right there, blessed that God put me and positioned me there. I was like, man, I can hold my own with these people. These guys, they didn't fought in wars.
Yeah.
Right. They didn't lay troops, all these different things. And I'm sitting here, I'm across the table telling them and explaining them and working projects in the capacity of the Army. And from there, just decided that, again, that I made a promise with God that I was really going to live in New York City for probably the rest of my life.
Really?
However, but Hurricane Harvey happened. So that's another thing. That when I moved back, that I had some eyes on moving into leadership roles, being in the city. And I didn't want to break my own covenant with God.
New York City. Why New York City?
I was in a duty station outside of New York City.
Okay.
And so after that, went to cosmetology school, and I lived in the area for another 2 years. So I was out there for 6 years. That was the only time that I stayed away from the city,
Okay.
from Beaumont. And then after Harvey, well, I came right back.
Yeah. Well, so where you was at? Brooklyn? Bronx?
Nah, Wish. I was in New Jersey.
Oh, okay. All right.
New Jersey, man.
You have your own shop out there in Brooklyn and stuff.
Man, you be spending about $1,500 for this room.
Yeah, in Brooklyn or whatever. Yeah,
$1,500 a month for this room.
Yeah, for sure. They say the prices out there crazy, man.
It's unlivable.
Yeah. I thought about bringing the family out there to New York this summer, but I don't know.
The family, you and the missus, yeah, sure. Yeah, I think y'all can do it. I can tell you about where to navigate the city. It's not spots. I mean, it's been a while since I've been out there, but I can tell you how to navigate that a little bit.
Now, when you say family, it's not a family type of visit. You don't think for city wise?
I wouldn't bring your little girl there.
Yeah.
Now if the grandparents are coming,
yeah,
then you can send her off.
Yeah,
and then you and the missus could do your own.
Go explore and do what we got to do. Okay, all right. I didn't know you stayed in New York and got your. When I thought you did all the cosmetology and stuff out here.
Nah, man, look, it's insightful because shoot, what we call white people hair, I learned how to do that, and I learned how to do that in a prominent market.
Yeah.
So it just brought a whole nother set of skills that I was able to bring in this area. And so it was just amazing because now I have the diversity to be able to service all clients.
Yeah. And that's what you want. I think they hairstyles is different. They get their haircuts different out here. You know, out here they want the south side fade and all kind of stuff out here. I don't know what they want out there up north.
Yeah, pompadours.
Pompadours?
Pompadours. That's what men would get. Pompadours.
So you was pompadouring it out.
Bro. Hey, I love that.
It's easy.
Nah, it's technical.
Oh, okay.
You bring that out here, somebody look at it and like they don't really understand how you get there. But it made sense to learn that skill, and it takes a unique skill set.
Okay.
And I feel like I mastered that.
So you ran for a school board, which is a very, I'm not gonna say it gets a lot of stigma on that one as far as school board and BISD. Because people are always posting some crazy stuff. What made you get into that role? Because I know you was seeing people comments and all the negative attention being, and I'm talking about before, like years back, they've been getting it.
Bro, it was a successful pivot. Coming when I first decided I wanted to move into politics, I really was truly considering city council.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
And from there, I pivot to going into school board. And so that really initiated that. And it was a good thing. You know, I truly enjoyed it.
You ran uncontested on that one though, right?
No, I did not.
Oh, you didn't?
No, I did not.
Oh, okay.
I ran against I would say a respected individual. I have nothing but the utmost respect for Mr. Grimes.
Okay. And how was that? How's the day-to-day school board? Like, what do you do for that? Like,
I think that's the issue sometimes with that position.
Okay.
Is that of course, man, you young. Like me, I study a bunch of different school boards. I study Spring, Fort Bend, HISD, and I look at some of their board meetings. Some of their board meetings go until like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning.
Jeez.
Nah. So me, if you know me, that gets me excited because it's like, man, that's what work is. It's like, bro, let's bring out dinner. Let's go get some coffee. And let's go put pen to paper and start trying to move this school district in the manner in which we need to do that.
Yeah. And we wasn't doing that either.
I'm gonna tell you, sometimes exposure brings about expansion. So when you expose to new things, your mind is expanded. So when you see things differently, like for some people, it's conflict, or maybe the essence and change may bring some resistance. However, what I feel is that you got to spread your horizon, right? You got to be uncomfortable in the face of what you're doing. When things become too comfortable, then that's when we start to bring stagnation.
Okay. What do you think is the biggest challenges as far as like the students are facing right now, as far as what we see what's going on? I'm not, and I'll bring up the teachers and everything else, the district. But what do you think is the challenges students are facing right now in the district? You think, because you've been, I mean, you got your posts on it. You've been in the schools and you see what's going on inside and outside. So,
My best way of calling it is there's sometimes like I would say just with students alone, there's a bunch of environmental factors that we can point to and point fingers at or whatnot.
mhm.
Um, it's getting in the routine and learning to be a good student. Right. There's
Mm,
actually an art to being a student.
yeah.
Um, being participant, learning, and actually absorbing the information. Bro, you and I, we both can go to church, both can sit in the same pew, hear the same message. But at the same time, you may take nothing from the message, and I may take everything. And
Hmm.
it's because your mind wasn't active and engaged into it. You hear it, everything is happening around you. You exist, you're there, but those are two totally different two totally different things going on,
Hmm.
right? So there's just a part of a student aspect for some demographics of students, right? And it's just activating their mind. What I personally believe is just that most of the issues that stem that we're going into lead just from things that have been pushed by the state,
Okay.
not more so the district. The district orders and does business the way that the state or the way it's been initiated. So a little bit of difference.
What's the pulse as far as TEA? I see. Is it making a lot of people nervous? Is people unsure if are they gonna take people jobs? Are they gonna replace them? What's the aspect of that as far as the TEA takeover?
Well, we in a teacher shortage. Nobody's about to take anybody's job.
Yeah.
Like
I
we in
mean,
demand of teachers. You
how
know,
how can we attract better teachers though?
well, it's across the state. There's a teaching shortage. Period.
Okay.
You know, I have ideas that you know we are definitely you want to partner with other organizations to
Hmm.
initiate scholarships, influence students in work programs, teacher pathways while they're in school. And I believe that to some extent they do that in the district as it is. Uh, it's just you just need to work those pathways to make sure that kids are more invested, having more time spent around the profession. Kind of giving them, sliding back the curtain and allowing them to see how these things work. The pedagogy that goes along with that, I think that's very, very, very imperative.
And yeah, like you said, it is a teacher shortage. Because I think a lot of people are seeing, just me, in my opinion, what teachers go through. It's a tough job. You don't get the notoriety like you deserve. You're dealing with a lot of parents that are gonna take the teacher side. I mean, the student side, most likely than the teacher side. And we see the issues with cell phones and it's a lot of things that teachers have to deal with. I think one person was blaming the crime in Beaumont on the school district and on teachers. And I was like, geez, like that's another thing you got to put on a teacher's plate as far as, blaming them for the crime that's going on. So I think a lot of people see that and it's kind of like it kind of scares them away from going to the field of teaching students and stuff. So,
That that's a mouthful. I've said it before, and I'll say it again here now. Is that pound for pound? I take Beaumont ISD staff versus anybody's staff in this area.
mhm.
Like let the roles switch. Let me
Mm.
take Beaumont ISD staff. Let me send them to your district. Take your district, and then bring you over to Beaumont, and we'll see, right, if you are able to do or produce the same thing that they're able to do. I'm
Mhm.
taking ourselves 1000% of the time. No hiccups, no waits, nothing. I'm taking us.
Yeah, I agree with you. I can see your point in that too because of what you have to deal with, and the effort that the teachers are putting in. Because I follow some teachers on here, and dude, they don't stop caring when school's over with. It's like nighttime. They're doing activities to focus on the kids. They're doing stuff on the weekends. They're doing like charity stuff, the whole as far as like different projects there for their kids and stuff. So I see a lot of teachers online that are doing a lot of things for their kids, that care for their kids, showing up at events, not just sports. So I do see teachers out there doing their thing. And um how does it feel when as far as the district, when it gets that negative attention? I think I got a friend of mine, he just made a post about the district, a negative post about the district. Does that bother you away, or is that just something you just have to rub off your shoulder?
Well, when I was serving as a trustee, I'm quick to have a conversation. Let's talk.
Mm-hmm.
Wherever you at, because I'm going to fact check you on all the things that we mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
And if there's any problems that are within our system, anybody knows that if we converse, is that I'm going to walk it down to the person that it needs to go to. I'm going to chain email that thing. I love emailing because that gives you trackable documentation, and we get those things addressed. And sometimes it's the district, but most times and oftentimes it has always been parental. It's
Yeah.
been one of those things. And one thing I don't like us slandering each other, because
Mm-hmm.
in this community, we actually need both one another, you know. But I think sometimes being a servant and being a servant of the district, sometimes you got to know where what your audience already is, and then learning how to pivot and adjust and start to once you know who you're dealing with, you learn how to deal with them,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so sometimes it's just going and being creative and bringing the things to them rather than waiting for them to fire back at you.
Yeah. As far as community involvement, we've seen what happened at Riverfront Park, them honoring BU and Westbrook. I thought that was an incredible event. That was my first time at the Riverfront Park since they built it from, I guess, the Harvey damage. And the way that the community was involved in honoring the kids, I thought that was dope. I thought that was phenomenal. I think that's something that we need to do more often, not just sports wise, but just, I don't know, I'm just throwing out ideas. But I thought the community involvement for those kids was dope. How was you there?
Of course, man, that tells you something,
Hmm.
that you and I were there and we didn't even see each other.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, that's true. Because when I went out there, I was like, oh, this, they had food out there. uh they had all kind of people. They had vendors, they had artists out there. Henry Smith was one
Yeah.
of them and
It
stuff.
was
So
right in the thick of Mirror Fest.
yeah.
So that's also the beauty in it, because you start to bridge two different communities
Hmm.
together.
Yeah.
Those who like art and those who love sports and love our kids,
Hmm.
and you blended them together. Man, look at Beaumont.
Yeah.
Look how beautiful it looks.
Yeah, that's what I said too. You see the boats out there. You see people jet skiing, um, and like I said, I thought it was dope. I thought it was something that we need to do more often. And then he said it just made you see how beautiful the city was. And I was coming up with all kind of ideas. I said they need to put lights on that bridge right there. They need to do that right there. I was thinking of all kinds.
Whoa,
uh, but yeah, man. How important is the community involvement in the child's education from what you think?
man, it's secondary to parental involvement.
Hmm.
Is that, again, we kind of highlighted from the beginning. My dad is community,
Hmm.
right? So his involvement into other people, that matters a lot, man. That matters when they can see North End Floyd somewhere and be like, "Man, I remember you in this," and
Hmm.
you bridge those two gaps together. We have to show up for our kids, because we're going to see them in so many different other capacities. The way we may meet them may be through sports, but the way that we may continue just to be around them, they may be future plant managers or
Hmm.
CEOs or whatever it is, or just regular everyday person.
Hmm.
You know, but that's how we end up formulating and building that bond, and we become stronger.
Yeah. And let me shout out my wife, man, because like when my daughter come home, she has her immediately doing homework. She has her reading like 15 minutes out of book and her explaining what she read. And just seeing that, man, it's like, it makes me proud that she cares about her education, because some people, the kids come home, they going straight on the tablets. They going straight on the video game.
Come on.
And then so now they out the way. So now apparently like, oh, they out the way. I don't have to deal with them. Or they're a good child. They could just stay on the tablet all day. But that kid is not really learning because I think out here, like as far as the reading, a lot of kids is not on the reading level that they should be. And we can't I can't totally put that on the teachers. Like you said, it has to be like a parent effort to continue the education when they come home.
Community.
Yeah.
Community. So there's learned behavior, right? More than certain that your wife implements that with your daughter because she learned that from somewhere, or she did it through her maturation through going to adulthood. Needless to say, is that sometimes, right? And that's when we pick up our kinship. Is that if you have a neighbor or something, right? That's your friend, or your friend got to come over and they got to do the same thing. Like, we got to do this every single day because this is how we're gonna build and galvanize our community. So it don't. I would say why it would be best if it's a parent, but sometimes let's be honest. Like when we went to school with some people that gave nothing but hell to school.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah,
they weren't gonna learn anything. They came there, seemed like all they came to do was go there with a bad attitude and fight.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. You see them at the beginning of the first semester of school, and then the second half at the beginning, and that was it.
That's it, man.
First couple of weeks at the beginning, and then after that Christmas break, you see them again for the second half for a couple of weeks, and that was it, dog.
But you can't mistake the fact that guess what? They're gonna grow up and they're gonna make kids.
I know, yeah.
All right, and so whatever their thoughts were on school, that's what they gonna implement to their kids.
Yeah,
one way or another.
Yeah. As far as the school system, do you think there's a lot of parents out there that don't fully understand the school system?
Oh, I mean,
because you, like I said, you've been a part of it, so
truly,
yeah.
For parents in general, that's your vehicle. That is your everything. And what I mean by that is that I have no children, but if I can understand to be able to utilize the school system to the benefit of me,
yeah,
bro, I'm dropping my kid off early, first thing in the morning, first kid there. They're gonna feed my kid, right? We're gonna go through an educational component. If I want to elevate my own child, whether or not they have the mental needs or not, I can put them in advanced classes. Like I can do that, right? And if I wanted to intentionally ensure that, man, my kid get a special attention, they got 504 plans. You can do that. They don't have to have a disability to do that. They're gonna eat lunch, right? And then they're gonna get some physical education component. Like I get to check this. I get to toe the line with my kid. And when they know you that kind of parent that stand on business with your child, those parents, they call. They let you know, hey, such and such didn't have a good day today. They do that.
Yeah.
Right. And I know for a fact we got teachers that do that. Right. And we also have those same kind of teachers that also just like, well, we know that this number don't work. This number don't work. I got it. I'm going to handle it. I'm going to handle up on this situation.
Yeah.
Right. And from there, then you got the after school component. Man, depending on what you do, you can essentially drop your kid off at school 7:30 o'clock in the morning, and they there until about 4 or 5 o'clock.
Yeah. Yeah, you could like you said, you can use that school to like you said, man. Some people, they just drop their kid off and then they let the school take care of the rest. But I like how you put it, man. Like you can like educate your kid how you want to, like as far as like the plan or the success route. And I think a lot of people, and I was talking to Kendrick Smith, man. Shout out to Kendrick Smith, and I was talking to him as far as like having a plan for your kid in school for when they get out. Like you need to talk to your kids 10th, 11th grade. Like, what's the plan? What's the goal? Are we going to get you a trade? Do you want to go to college? Do you want to go to HBCU? Should we take you? We can take you to one so you can see it for yourself. It's all kind of things that you can do as far as your kid to make sure educational wise, they're getting what they need.
I'm gonna have to push back a little bit on the 10th, 11th. I think we're gonna be a little bit too late on that, Floyd.
10th and 11th is a little too late.
Man, we need to be having these conversations around 6th, 7th, 8th grade, right?
Okay.
So that way we can start putting this thing into motion.
Gotcha.
I just tell you right now, just And this is for free. Parents, it's already out there. First Saturday every month, Home Depot. Man, I bring my little nephew there, and he's 5 years old. Right, he's working on hammering nails. Like, he's building little projects right now. Do I know if it's going to manifest anything? I do not. However, I know to be able to be captive and spend that 1 hour with him, watching him think, and the growth he's had since January to April of just knowing, recognizing what is a nail, what is a screw, what is a hammer, how to move a screwdriver, being able to put two shapes together. Like, this is imperative, because I'm looking forward to what we're gonna look like in December.
Yeah. I was just reading one of the comments. The boss, he's talking about, I want to see you in the community more. I know you don't stay in Beaumont, but what's your plan to be proactive in the community? If you missed the beginning of the show, we are both two young Black brothers out of the north end of Beaumont, Texas.
Yeah.
So, and we talking about all the things as far as community based. But he said, "What's your plan to be proactive in the community?" I think we discussing all that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we can touch on it. I think that was a common misconception made by some people. I don't know who rumored it, right? Or
it was a rumor that you didn't
change the words, that I don't live in Beaumont.
Ah, okay.
Look. If anywhere I'm Friday night, why would I be here?
Exactly.
Friday night. If I did
Friday
not live
night,
in Beaumont.
yes.
Like, I will be at my house.
Yeah,
you know.
And I appreciate you for being here on a Friday night too.
I very much live in Beaumont. I live in the north end of Beaumont. I've been living in the north end of Beaumont since I've been living in Beaumont, right? You know, so I moved from Trinidad to Rivercrest, and those
Trinidad, Texas.
Hey, I'm in the north end for real.
Hey, D&D, man, what's up with D&D? What's up with D&D with the store, man? Like, dang, they took the store from.
I think ownership died.
Is it still down? Is it still shut down?
No, I think, like, whoever's the owner, he passed away, or he or she passed away.
Yeah, but that store not open right now, though.
Ooh, that one's not open. Not number 2.
Yeah, that's crazy. I wonder why they ain't selling and stuff. Somebody can buy that. That'd be a nice.
I think they're renovating it.
Oh, for real?
That's what's happening.
Okay.
But outside of that, you know, to furthermore, I want to answer that question. Proactive in the community. I think in terms of activity, I think I got a list of different things that I do. I haven't not been doing anything.
You got a long list of things that you do in the community, showing up. And if you want to talk about somebody showing up in the community, this is one guy that definitely shows up in the community, as far as being a part of the school board, as far as like showing up at schools, talking to students, and doing all kind of things, activities wise. So, yeah, bro, I didn't know that was a rumor though.
Yeah, because you know, sometimes you get faced with it, and I'm respectfully, again, like, I'm gonna answer the question. It doesn't matter to me.
Yeah,
but nah, I'm definitely.
Yeah, as far as like, and I appreciate all my guests for tapping in on a Friday night when they can be anywhere on the world or the face of this earth. They're right here sitting on the couch, chopping it up. I see Joe Evans. Shout out to Joe Evans. He's talking about, put me in, coach. I'm ready to play. I missed tonight because I missed the schedule already. Hey, Joe, man, look, man. I mean, you got to do what you got to do, and it's all good. Just tap in. We see what we can do. Tamika Lewis, like, definitely shows up and he makes us proud.
Appreciate you.
For sure, no doubt. Now, as far as how do you think we balance as far as giving kids second chances? We're so quick to just throw that kid under the bus and be like, that kid's no good. That kid's a bad apple. How do we show that kid a second chance? Do most kids? That's a pretty easy answer. Most kids do deserve second chances, but how do we kind of steer that kid from going down the wrong route?
Man, you gotta have, when you see people, you gotta have programs, right? And I think in terms of all the facilities that we have, and this is the knock that I have on school district. This is the knock right here.
Okay,
is that buildings, churches, Friday night, everybody need to be open for business, right? And I'll throw it out there even at the city, is that Sterling Productivity Center is closed right now. It's Friday night. Where else would a kid be able to go? Right. And so if you want to derail crime, if you want to make sure that children are in safe places, right, law enforcement don't do it. Law enforcement just make you stop doing what you're doing for the moment or go do it somewhere else.
Yeah.
So we can go ahead and throw that one out of there. But it's got to be productive things. It's got to be new exposure to new things. Right. You got to bring kids in to the things that we have happening. I think, man, honestly, Beaumont, we have a litany of different things going on. But I think that for the riches of things that we do have is that they're not brought down to the level where the people that could utilize it or could benefit from it are ever exposed to it. And so we always asking the question, well, how do you do it? Man, you got to catch them at a captive time. I get it. We're going to talk about school. What school they should be learning. Well, if I got a kid that's in here cutting up, he ain't about to be doing no learning. And what he could be doing is we could be talking and working with, maybe some other outlets that can help him, right? Everything doesn't have to be psychological. And I truly believe that mental health is real and that there are professionals that handle that. Sometimes some people just need some things to do. Right.
So is that the city that keeps it closed on a Friday, or can somebody just open it up?
That's the city. The city need to be open for business.
So what time does it close? Is it open on a Friday, or what time does it close?
It close at 4 or 5, 1 or 2.
4 or 5.
4 or 5.
You're suggesting that we should have it open till maybe 10.
10.
Yeah.
That's a safe haven.
Yeah.
All right. Pool, basketball, working out. That's gonna be places. But it's not just them. This is the knock I still have on the school district. It's still partnering up with local organizations, local nonprofits, right? Little basketball teams, right? Those things work galore, right? Having some buy-in, exchanging of services. Hey, we give you building, you do an hour of reading. And we allow for, hey, don't worry about custodial staff. Custodial staff is gonna make their pay and gonna make overtime. They're gonna clean it up, they're gonna have the lights on. But we need to have them lights on. Churches, same thing. Right? Churches need to be full, not just on Sunday.
Yeah.
It can be full Friday night. The kids could be in there, right? Safe haven, make sure the Wi-Fi booming, and let's make sure that kids are somewhere safe. I would rather have eyes on children, right, in these places that I'm okay with, rather than knowing that they still roaming streets. They still going to be in other areas doing something. And we've all been there. You cannot look at the history of Stacey Lewis and don't think I never threw a rock at glass. That I ain't never pocket some Skittles or something else like that. Right. That I ain't never did anything of mischief. Right. No, that's not a true story.
Yeah.
And so all we do is start to build off of that.
Yeah.
So when it comes down to us being a community, well, let's act like a community. Right. You got a building, keep that thing open.
Yeah. I totally agree. And like you said, with churches and everything, because this city likes to shut down early on a weekend. And like you said, a 4 or 5 o'clock on a Friday, like kids, they out of school now about 4 or 5 o'clock. So like you said, like, what are we going to do now? Let's go run the streets. Let's go do this. Let's go do that. So like you said.
But let's tell the truth. Man, we know that what adults going to be doing as soon as they get off of work, they going to be getting lit. So they ain't going to be getting lit at home. They're going to go to their girlfriend's house and they going to leave them kids in that house.
Yeah.
So what the kid gonna do? Man, after a while, they want to link up with their friends and stuff just start happening. I'm at least wise enough to believe that not every kid decides, oh, I'm about to go create crime today. Like, it's not every single time that you got in a fight that you were just like, oh, I'm fighting today. There's been a few times.
Yeah.
But most of the times, this spearheaded off something else.
Yeah.
Right. And that's because our kids are just not active with things. And that's on us. Yeah. Me included.
Yeah. And I'm gonna revert back to, like you said, like the parents on the weekend, like as soon as the weekend hit, you was like, okay, it's time to turn up, it's time to get lit. And that's one thing as far as like with my dad that I like to revert back to being a father figure is like he wasn't doing that on the weekend. His lit was going to baseball or taking us to soccer tournaments and stuff like that. That was his lit, you know. And I could look back and think like, damn, my dad at 30 or 29 and 28 was bringing us to San Antonio for a soccer tournament on a Thanksgiving day when he could be at having a family function and getting turned up. But his responsibilities was different. And that's one thing as far as like a father figure, that's one thing that I took as far as, like you said, it like we all done some mischievous things. And I'm no stranger to that. But it came a time in my life where I had the option. That road was, do I take care of my son or do I continue running these streets? And seeing what my dad did when I was growing up, it was easy to make that decision as far as I need to buckle down, get a job, take care of my son. And so it was easy to make that route. So I'm just reverting back to what we were saying as far as father figures, how important that is, as far as when you said how important your dad was. So, man, fathers, we got to do something. Do you see a lot of fathers in schools, like when showing up to the schools and for their kids, or is that something that we need to step up on?
Well, that's a tough question. So,
because you see a lot of moms.
It can get close to bashing. It can get really close. So I'm gonna try to be sensitive and make sure we do it right.
Okay.
So I've seen grandparents, grandfathers. They normally come.
Okay.
The only problem is just that the correlation and being able to relate. When needed, dads will come up. I mean, like we still have a litany of dads that put in major work at work, right? You know, firsthand, 12-hour shifts, turnarounds, like that exists in our economy.
Yeah.
So while there's some that can't, it's because of the work element, you know. But I think more traditionally, it's not about being in school, it's about being in the households. And that just goes back into, you know, when we start to create life with a young lady, is that ensuring that, you know, all of these boxes change or are checked for the after effect.
Yeah.
Right. We just not just chasing pleasure, but what happens in the event of, you know, am I dipping? And also sometimes, you know, I'm saying this lightly, making sure that the joker that we choose to create life with, right? How's he been doing with the other kids?
True. We got to do our background checks, and vice versa with the man. Like she got other kids.
Discernment.
Yeah. So
or vetting.
Yeah. So yeah, we have to do our proper research, because if you get with a young lady and you see her priority is turning up rather than being with her kids, that should give you an eye opening, and vice versa.
It happens, and then I'm being gingerly with it because I don't want to make it seem like I'm attacking anybody, because it's not what my heart is.
Yeah, no doubt. Shout out to Sharon Marie. She said it matters who you have kids with, for sure. It definitely does. I know when we're younger, we don't really think of that.
Because she's fine.
Yeah, exactly. That's the only thing.
She fine.
Yeah.
That's the only thing you're thinking about.
I'm not knocking nobody. But you know, as far as our kids out there, we do need to teach them discipline and understanding what the consequences may be. Because I always say, man, I didn't talk about this on a few episodes and stuff. Like, you know, when you get out of school, you know, she fine and you get together and you have a kid, and that changes a lot of things. You might want to go to college, you might want to go to the military. Now you have a kid, so your perception of things change. And we just have to be a little bit more disciplined. And I think we need to teach our kids. I think a lot of parents avoid the sex conversations with their kids now.
Oh, I love where we at.
Yeah.
Hey, look, this is manifestation. This is exactly where we're supposed to be. I just had a conversation with one of my students, and she was saying to me, she said, "Hey, Mr. Lewis, my parents never gave me the talk." And I looked at her, right? And this is a female student.
Yeah.
And I told her and just said, hey, I don't want you to get bogged down on your parents not giving you the talk. However, it's most important that you get the talk. So when we just kind of went into just talking about what was it's an actual engagement, right? That was supposed to be between man and wife. And having that conversation. The problem is that when we get too in depth into our flesh, and then we start playing with this thing, and I let her know. Furthermore, the issue is that with young boys, we've been there, right? Because I broke that bond before marriage. Is that when you get it, it is this taste that it's insatiable, and that you keep chasing, and you just gotta have it, right? And you don't care about the emotions that you spur lock on other women, or who feelings you hurt, because you're chasing that.
Yeah.
Like, and it ends up staying with you for years, and some men never get out of it.
They never shake it.
And so one of the hardest things to do is to tell a young boy long before he's ready to engage in that kind of thing about what are the cons. We know it's a pro. We can all say it's a pro too. But knowing what the cons of this and how it's going to take effect of your whole, man, some people lost their jobs behind this.
Yeah.
You will lose their life behind this.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot that goes into this. And then again, getting that from the fatherhood perspective, letting a father or somebody that can be revered like a dad, whether it's uncle, cousin, teacher, whoever the case may be, about telling you about the dangers of this kind of stuff, right? Man, I can tell you first, foremost for me, like human being over here, man, dealing with that kind of thing, and then trying to make sure that you trying to live a life where you trying to become more sinless, and you don't have that take advantage of you. That's tough. Because you've been working on that thing for 10, 15, 20 years.
Yeah. It is tough. And like you said, I don't think we have those conversations like we used to. I remember my dad giving me the conversation, and I think as far as society, as this generation, I think we failed that conversation. We letting the internet kind of teach them instead of us teaching them. They're getting all these perspectives from people from whoever knows. You don't know what kind of these people got these images, and you don't know what they're doing behind the scenes. But people are letting the internet raise their kids, and instead of them raising their kids. So it's crazy out there.
It is crazy. Look, I've seen kids where first thing in the morning they watching baddies.
That's crazy.
First thing in the morning.
And that's crazy, right?
Off with that.
That's wild, right there. I didn't know that as far as the kids' perspective of them watching that before school. Never even had that thought process of them watching that show. So you already see what their mindset is at the beginning, watching baddies, and because that's all that consists of, nothing but fighting, turning up, and drama. And so if they keep, them watching that continuously, that's their mindset. And parents, we gotta, like I said, man, we letting the internet raise our kids. And the internet it could be good, but you know what you can find on the internet, and it could be negative. It's a lot of negativity out there. So
that goes back to talking about your algorithm, right? Making sure that you ringing that kind of stuff out. I see positivity on mine. I have not seen the ad for baddies.
I haven't seen it. I hope us talking about it is not gonna, you know how it is. You talk about something, all of a sudden it's a commercial with baddies on there.
Man, I'm a Jesus it to death. I promise you. I promise you.
Yeah, purposely type up Jesus so you can change the algorithm back or whatever. But yeah, man, that's what I think too, man. I think we kind of we're being lazy as far as you know what I'm saying, those conversations having it. And I like what you said, because I was thinking like 10th or 11th, and he was like, no, 6th, 7th or whatever. So my daughter's going to the 5th grade. So definitely I've been low key giving her little talks about college, or what she want to do after school, or after high school, or what's her goals, like what does she think she might want to be, just kind of throwing them little tidbits of conversation in there just to get her mind going and stuff, because I know how this world can be, and I know how it can be as far as not having a game plan when you get out of high school. You just go in the clubs, you just with your friends, and you just kind of just finding your way. And then life can instead of you dictating what you want.
And start dictating you.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And you got to fight. A lot of people don't come out on top. It takes a lot of effort and a lot of commitment to kind of right the wrong on a ship like that. So, I mean, I was like that too, man. I got out of high school, man. I tried college. And you know, my homeboys, I want to still hang with the homies, and I was more focused on hanging with the homeboys than going to college. So that didn't work out right. So going throughout life, like you said, letting life dictate you. I got to, you know, saying almost my 30s, and I was like, man, look, I gotta do something. You know, like, you know, I'm consistent with a job, but this is not what I want to get to where I need. And so I made some life changes. I changed the mindset, started changing around, changing the people who I was hanging with, and I was able to do what I needed to do. Man, I'm still got goals that I'm trying to reach, but total 360. So, and it takes a lot of effort. It takes hard work. So, you know what I'm saying? You got to tell your kids out there, man, look, success ain't easy. So,
No, I don't. I mean, and success is also, I believe, whatever you make it.
mm,
But it sounds like more of that expansion. You got to expand to try to figure out what maybe some other people are doing, what things they're exposing their children to,
mhm.
so that way you can kind of see what she may want to ultimately align herself with.
Yeah, no doubt. Before we get out of here, man, what advice would you give to a kid, man, that feels like the odds is against them? You know what I'm saying? Some kid out there in Plymouth Village, or you know what I'm saying, Washington Manor, if it's still called Washington Manor, and they think like, man, this is what it is, man. Like, I ain't thinking about nothing else. I'm living in the hood, so you know, my odds ain't in good favor. So what would you tell to, you know, a kid that feels like that?
I would still say exposure brings about expansion, right? And whatever your situation is what it is presently. It's not what it has to be.
Mhm.
I say anything you want in this world is easily attainable. You walk around with it. You walk around with a key resource in order to be able to manufacture a doctor or whatever you want to do. Uh, you always gonna start at the bottom,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
And then that's just a natural progression to get to the top.
Yep.
But anything that you do that is negative is only gonna put you further back behind that.
Facts.
So, man, this for this generation, I see so much promise.
Mhm.
I see some kids that really can take things to the next level. Really, really can. And it's not through their athletic abilities, it's through the intellect.
Mhm.
Right. You know, man, we can only imagine, like, we seeing streaming and how kids are taking things over like that,
Yep.
becoming influencers.
Yep.
You know, like, I look on some kids' pages, they got
Mhm.
thousands of followers. Man,
Yeah,
I'm
for real
struggling
though.
with getting one. Right. Not that I needed anything.
Yeah,
'Cause
no doubt.
that's
Yeah.
not how I roll.
Yeah, for sure.
But, you know, just being able to take that vehicle and just ask AI how to do this to become this. Is that, you know, don't miss out on the resources that's right there and before you. And if somebody ain't got the answer, what you do is you keep working them no's until they become yeses.
Facts
Right.
though. Your dad has an incredible legacy, man. What kind of legacy you trying to leave out here, man, before we get out of here?
Man, as long as people say, man, he love the Lord and he love his people,
Mhm.
that's all I care about.
Yeah.
Bro, ain't nothing gotta be named after me. I don't need no statue.
Mhm.
I don't need no applause. Right. I just know that one day I'm gonna reach the gates of heaven and they gonna look at me and they gonna say my name is on the list. And
Yeah.
I'm gonna walk in. Right. Outside of that, man, I'm out here really and truly just trying to make sure that I do God's work and take care of my community.
Facts.
That's outside of that. Man, that's what bring me the biggest applause. And I want to throw out some shout outs.
Please do.
Right. One, because I saw her and I know how diligent, and I know she's going to be so successful in that. I want to shout out Trina because I saw that she was applying for a grant for a pop site.
Oh, Trina, that's the.
I know she's gonna kill it.
Yeah.
Because just know that she's made it to this point to do it. Right. Everything that she wants is right there in front of her. She got it.
Yeah.
All right. And then also, if you guys have never volunteered to do anything before, man, just pull a couple people together, go to sleep in heavenly peace. I don't think there is not a better feel-good story than building beds for kids who do not have beds of their own.
I heard about that.
Man, hey, if you ever want to go, let me know. I got the truck. We're going to go do that.
Okay.
This is the most impactful thing that I probably have ever done before.
Really?
In terms of being a servant, that's what I am. I am a servant, right? There's 1,001 people that's organizing things. If you know Stacey Lewis Jr., I will put on gloves or maybe no gloves, and I'm always out there to work. I do work. That is what I do. And man, I want to spread that news because it's so important to see kids and help build a bed for them and know that they gonna stop sleeping with their parents, stop sleeping on the couch, or stop sleeping on the floor. So sleep in heavenly peace, man. Like, love that organization.
Okay. AJ said, he said, "What's up? Let's go."
I'm down with that. I live in Beaumont, bro.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, real talk, dog. Shout out to AJ, man. AJ was on here, man. So
absolutely. Yeah. And it's nothing but love. I wish you well in that position. Right. I'm talking to you. I wish you well in that position. I want you to be on fire for it. Make sure you take care of those people. Make sure that they are paid and that we start to take care of our community. We're it. We're it.
No
if
doubt.
we don't do it, who gonna do it? If not us, then who?
Facts.
If not now, then when?
Hey, man. Shout out to everybody that's been tuning in, man. Make sure y'all share the show, man. This is also on YouTube. It's on LinkedIn. If you want to listen to it tomorrow or whenever, it's on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, wherever they have a podcast platform. I am on there so you can check it out. It's not just on Facebook Live that you can check this out if you miss any of this episode. I appreciate Mr. Stacey Lewis Jr. for coming on a Friday for tapping in because he could have been anywhere. So I appreciate him for tapping in, man. This was a great show. This was a dope show. And man, y'all continue watching and sharing. I appreciate y'all, man. We go see y'all. Y'all have a great weekend. Y'all be blessed. Y'all be safe out there and continue chasing your dreams and do not let people's opinions deter you. So we out of here. Peace.